Hey guys, welcome back to Life with the Beckers. Today we're going to be hitting the oven again and making some peanut butter cookies. So let's check out the Becker cookies and we'll get going.
So here are our ingredients for peanut butter cookies. We're going to do salted butter, brown sugar, white sugar, baking powder, baking soda, 1 egg, preferably a large egg, but I only have a medium, so I'm going to use that, creamy peanut butter, all-purpose flour, and vanilla extract. So first what we're going to do is we're going to preheat our oven to 350, and then we're going to foil our pan. Foiled. And now we'll go ahead and start mixing our ingredients. So the first thing that I did is I combined my dry ingredients, which is the 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and then it's 1 teaspoon baking soda, and then 1 half teaspoon of baking powder. And I just like that combo because of how fluffy it ends up. So that's mixed together there. We also have our 1/2 cup of white sugar and our 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. We have our 1 cup of creamy peanut butter. We have our warm egg with Mystery brand. And then we have our warmed up butter. And this is just room temperature. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our room temperature butter and we're going to plop it in the KitchenAid. If you don't have a KitchenAid, then this would be where you put it in a bowl and use your hand mixer. So we're going to, what I like to do actually is just start with the butter by itself and let that mix just to make sure that if it's not all room temperature, that it does become the same temperature, because that'll give you a better cookie. So we're going to start with that. And that's what I like to look for. It's not sticking to anything or maintaining any specific shape. It's kind of just plopping back down in the middle. So with that, we're going to go ahead and add both of our sugars. And then we're going to let this mix for 1 to 2 minutes. Basically what we're looking for is for the sugar and butter to be creamed together, and I'll kind of show you what that texture looks like, but we're going to let this go on 4 on the KitchenAid, so maybe like a medium or a medium high on your hand mixer for 1 to 2 minutes until it looks right. Just scraping the sides here because some of that butter is sticking, so I just want to make sure everything's getting incorporated evenly. Here's kind of that creamed texture that we're looking for. It kind of looks almost like peanut butter, even though we haven't put any peanut butter in there yet. Kind of just like partly mixed, you know, all the sugars. If you look at this piece, which didn't blend in as much along here, it's a lot darker compared to this other color. So that's kind of, as it blends together, it'll lighten in color, and that's kind of how you know it's ready. So whatever makes sense to you, whether it's the texture or the color, basically what we're looking for is something that looks like a light peanut butter. And you can kind of hear that it's a little bit gritty because it has sugar in it, and that's kind of where what we're looking for as far as texture. So now that we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to add first our egg. And this egg has been sitting out on the counter for a few minutes so that it would warm up. That was intentional. It's better if your ingredients are closer to the same temperature when you're blending them like this. It keeps it from doing anything too weird. So now we're going to mix this in just until it's incorporated. So now that we've got that egg all incorporated, we're going to go ahead and add our vanilla extract. As you well know, if you have watched any of our other videos, I don't really check the exact measurements of vanilla. I just kind of go with it. It says 1 teaspoon, so I'll call that a small bloop. We'll do a small bloop of vanilla. Maybe a bloop and a half. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and incorporate that all the way. Then we're going to add our peanut butter. I like to do it in this order because I feel like it's better if the egg is blended into the butter and sugar mix before you mix it with the peanut butter. Oh, hey, our oven's going to be ready now. It's better when you mix it with don't mix the egg and peanut butter together. I like the egg in this butter mix totally incorporated along with the vanilla. Then the peanut butter, I think that gives the best cookie texture in my opinion. So, you know, if you have a different opinion or you know a better way, put it in the comment below. All right, now the peanut butter. And I do just add this pretty much all at the same time. But I like to just spread it around. Don't make it one big ball. That way the mixer doesn't have trouble with it. Okay, and I don't want to over mix it at this point, so I'm going to be a little cautious with that. So just enough to get it blended together. Make sure everything's incorporated evenly. Now that we're at this point, we're going to go ahead and add our dry ingredients from our measuring cup. So we'll go ahead and you're going to want to be careful with this. If you have a bigger mixing bowl or if you're using a hand mixer, you know, it'll be different for each type. But if you add too much flour at once, it's going to go everywhere no matter how you're mixing it. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to start with just a little bit. And start out slow. You can also, if it ends up being a little bit too much flour you put in there, you can kind of pulse it and that'll help it from going totally everywhere, but it still can be a little bit messy. Just to make sure I'm not over mixing it, I'm just being really easy on the mixing, but I do want to make sure everything's incorporated, so we'll just make sure to scrape the bottom one more time. Just to make sure that there's no dry spots or wet spots that are hiding. Okay, and this last bit is just going to be enough to get it all looking wet so I can't see any flour on it, but very little mixing needed for this last bit. All right, now for the fun part. So now we have our cookie sheet that we're going to use. We have the scooper that we're going to use. You can use all different sizes. This one is a little bit of a bigger scoop, but I do personally like a nice big peanut butter cookie. I don't know why, but for me, they're only like a real old-fashioned peanut butter cookie when they're bigger. So this is the one I'm going to use, but you can use whichever scoop you want. This is where you're going to take a little bit of that white sugar, put that in a bowl or in some kind of like low dish. And then we're going to take these balls that we're going to scoop out. We'll roll them in the sugar, and then we'll put them on the cookie sheet. And then, of course, the fork is for the classic tine crisscross that goes on top. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. If you want like perfect little round balls, then you would roll them in your hands. For me, I don't care about that as much. So what I'm going to do is just like plop it in this sugar bowl and then use the fork to just flip it around. Kind of roll it around in it. And then set it down. And then we're just going to basically do that over and over again until we fill this tray. But just to get an idea of what size your cookie ends up, what I like to do is press the fork into this first cookie. That way I can see what size it's going to be. So you just do like the classic tic-tac-toe, the best kind of tic-tac-toe. And I like a little bit of a thicker cookie, so I'm going to leave it about there, but then that kind of gives you the idea. So we'll probably do about 3 across, and we'll see how far we can go with that. I feel like one way to know that your dough is going to turn out good is if when you're scooping them with this type of scoop, if it looks kind of like on the top like ice cream or like, this sounds weird, but like mashed potatoes kind of, that's how you know you have a good dough. I feel like those, when the dough looks like that, the cookies turn out the best. And now that they're all laid out, it's nice and easy to just go through and press them all. And I like to go back into the sugar mix between, because if it picks up anything sticky, if you go back to the sugar mix in between, the cookie won't stick to your fork. I don't know if anybody knows. If you know, put it in the comments below who invented this crosshatch top and why it's now like universal code for peanut butter cookie. Because if you do this to a not peanut butter cookie, you'll confuse people. So I feel like it's like, this is a peanut butter cookie, but most of our cookies don't really have like labels like that. So if you know the history of the fork tine trick, let me know. Okay. So now that these are all ready to go in the oven, and it's preheated, we'll go ahead and we'll put them in for 10 to 12 minutes or until the edges are starting to look that like golden brown. That's when we'll take them out. You know, of course, adjust as you prefer, but that's what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and put those in the oven. You want them to be in the middle of the oven, so that's why I adjusted my rack. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, so the timer's off. We're going to take them out. I like my cookie, especially peanut butter cookie, a little more doughy. So they're not very dark anywhere in particular, but you can see we've got like a little bit of darkening around some of the like pointy bits and stuff. So for me, that's a perfect done golden brown peanut butter cookie. So we're gonna let these cool maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll give you a little view of a break apart on the cookie. Okay, so we've made it 4 minutes into the 10 minutes we said that we would wait. And we had some entertainment, as you can hear in the background, which is Roomba, but we still can't wait. So Jesse's going to go ahead and try a cookie.
Oh, a little bit crumbly. Maybe I should wait.
Oh, yep. Let's wait just a little longer. So it's been about 6 minutes that we said we'd let them cool off. I decided to take them off the pan. I think they might be a little bit too warm to have taken them off the pan, but that's okay. They'll cool off a lot faster this way with a rack underneath it. So yeah, we'll give them maybe the next 4 minutes and we'll see how they turn out. So we waited the 10 minutes and now the cookies look quite delicious and quite beautiful. So I'm gonna pick this one up here if I can. Oh yes. Okay, here we go. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh yes. That looks yummy. It is still a little bit gooey on the inside, but that is how I like my cookies.
Oh dang. That's really good. That's really good though, honestly.
All done. Well, that was definitely enjoyable. I hope that you enjoyed watching the video. Just a little fun, quick recipe, a little tweak on kind of the traditional style. Yeah, so if you have any comments or anything we should have changed, put it in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed it, please subscribe.
All those cookies are gone. We just ate the last one today and we just made them last night. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Yummy. Little puppies.